Yeah, I think it's evening in most of places. So hello everyone. Thanks for finding some time to join today's session. So in our previous sessions, we've started looking at JavaScript and HTML, CSS. Remember, we mentioned that HTML is like the building block, while CSS is the way we can kind of add some paintings to our blocks or to our walls. And now we're now in the place where we need to do some interactions with the all what we've been doing so far. That's JavaScript. So if you can remember, we mentioned JavaScript. Just a brief recap. JavaScript is not Java, like we mentioned previously. It was invented in 1905 and following some standard in 1907. Just a quick recap. Some of the version years 5, years 6, and most popular for computer language. A lot of built-in capacity, reset of packages available, highly optimized, good performance, and it's all in the browser basically. So, with the advent of Node.js, we now have the capability. Before now, JavaScript is strictly on the browser. You cannot run JavaScript anywhere aside the browser on the website. But with the help of when we have Node.js was now introduced for the server side, that means you can now build functional application, full front end and back end using JavaScript. So that's just a quick recap. And so just today we'll be talking about the DOM itself. So how do we manage the DOM? How do we manipulate the DOM? What is the DOM itself? So DOM, the way JavaScript sees HTML, sees it as like an hierarchy of like a tree kind of structure. Like you can see here, this is like the document itself. Then within document, we have the HTML. Within the HTML, these are like a tree basically with different branches. So we have the header, the title, the metadata, meta. This can be repeated multiple times. We have the body, we have the headers, main section. I think we are kind of familiar with this based on our previous classes or sessions. We have the footer. So this like telling us that the way JavaScript sees HTML, it sees it as an HTML document. It sees it as an object, the whole object. So that's why it's called document object model, the DOM itself, the way we can actually manipulate our objects, basically. Yeah, so the root of the DOM tree is called document, like illustrated in this place here. And some of the methods that are available for us to manipulate with document, the object is like document or get element by ID. This is used to get the and any tag or HTML tag that has an ID specify. So this will return we remember that ID are unique across our HTML document itself. So you can get it by ID and specify the name of ID. So this can either take, so we also get by class name. If you know the class name, you can also get by tag. You know the tag. If you want to get by querying the selectors, like this, like specifying um the class. This is when you see a dot, it's a class trying to reference a class. And you can also select all or return all matches, but it returns as a node list. So this is basically some of the method exposed to us that we can use to kind of manipulate our DOM, basically. If you have a question, just stop me at any time. I'll be able to respond to them. I'm not looking at the chat at this point here.
Yes.
So, yep.
So that, yeah, because I was trying to do the task this week.
Okay.
That part is really important because, okay, I was checking
Yeah, yeah,
query selector all,
yeah.
because I was trying to use query selector, but just select the first element,
Mm-hmm.
the done, right? But query selector all, we can select all the element, but
The
we need to
margins, yeah.
yeah, we need to I use a for loop, a for
Yeah.
each or
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. So what's the question there? Yeah.
yeah. So we can use whatever option we can use element by ID class
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah. Exactly.
whatever.
So far you're able to interact with the only if it's specified in the assignment that okay, you must use a particular method to retrieve the your required object within the HTML document. But if it's not specified, then you need to just use the one that works best for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
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 definitely.
cool. Thank you.
Okay.
So method in this, some of the methods, like you said, this one, I think we talked about date, the previous classes. Inner, you can use inner HTML. So kind of, you can also update your value using HTML to set the value of a particular element, append child, or create a new element if you want. So like this is just to recap what we mentioned above. Some of the method we can use to manipulate our DOM basically. So yeah. So I will not touch much on this one. These are just some of the facts about JavaScript. I think we've mentioned in the previous class. This is just like a repetition or a review. The first class function. Function can be assigned to variable, not true in every language exactly. For example, in Java, I don't think you can assign function to a variable. So like you can do my object, the func, return the function, but if you use the parentheses or the bracket, it make the function call. So the difference between this is it return the function as okay, return this function. But if you want it to invoke the function itself, this is like making the call to the function. Just a recap of what we've done in those classes. So very permissive does it actually don't by default report error here, like we've seen it. Doesn't it just realize things are not working, but you need to now debug why it's not working. Maybe through the developer console you see some error, but typically it does not. If you're working with Java or a strongly typed language like Java or C Sharp, then as you type in in your IDE, you most likely see some compilation error somewhere. But if you're working with JavaScript, you might be typing something and not realize you are typing some errors here. So it does not check the type, like we said, it's not a strongly typed. JavaScript is not a strongly typed, so you can assign whatever value to a variable, and it's not. But in Java, for example, you need to specify the type you're trying to represent. So in JavaScript, you can just say cos this a equals to 1, 2, 3, or a Boolean, so it takes any type. So TypeScript was invented to fix this. Like we said, this like TypeScript is a stronger type, so it's you need to specify a type. It makes sense for okay, I want to represent um a numeric value using a string using an integer. So not just it defining a variable or a data type and assigning whatever value. You can assign an object, you can assign an array into a variable in JavaScript. So like in any mix of index and associative array, so you can also have a mix of data types, like I said, like if you remember, you can do, let me just take it, you can do, just to make sure we are following, you can, let me bring up this one and spread, sorry, not this one. We can do console. Yeah, for example, imagine defining a constant or yeah, a const a because you can assign it to be an integer. This is just a recap for us. You can also assign, imagine having another one. See, this is a mistake. Yeah. You can assign it to be an object or whatever. So this is what this is talking about. You can have an array. You can have an array of different types. This is a string. This is an integer or number. This is a Boolean. This is just to recap what we've done so far. So about JavaScript. So that is what this is talking about. Um, so simple. It's so simple and useful. It becomes a data exchange. Like I said, if you're building an API, so it is being represented using JavaScript, like a key value pair. That's JSON, JavaScript object notification. So these just talk about Unicode, and so most of us should be familiar with ASCII, like the American Standard Code for Information Interchange, by the 7-bit with parity, yeah. So we have from family coding standard, UTF-8, 16, and 32, and so on. Yeah, this just to let us know a bit about some standard we have for representation. Yeah, if you have any question, we can ask before we delve into the demo itself. Yeah. Any questions so far? Nope. Thank you. Hopefully, let me bring up the chart so I know if there's anything in the chart. All right. So if there's no question, so let's jump into the technical part. Let me bring up my IDE and 1 second. Oh, we cannot bring this here. Let's split it into where's my IDE? Okay, this is it. Yep. Already. Yeah, so if you remember, this is where we stopped the last time. We made some change to our student profile. Actually converted from Flex. At the end, we converted from Flex to some of them from Flex to Grid. Yeah, we did some Flex to Grid just in our last session. So today, let's just see how we could manipulate our DOM. I think the first thing to do will be to add, just to make things more structure. So remember we have a separate file for HTML, a separate file for CSS. So we need to create a new file. Let's say we add the new file. Yeah. Let's say we have a new file called script. Script.js. Yeah. So this is where all our JavaScript file will be sitting. So what we need to do before then, what we need to do is to add is to reference this script in our so that to connect both together. I mean, our HTML file needs to understand connect or needs to reference the script. Is anyone familiar to how this can be done? Does anyone know how this can be done? How do we
Uh,
make here? Go on.
uh, at the can't you at the bottom of the body add script and then have the source as the script JavaScript as a
Is it
source?
just before the end of the body, right?
Yes, yes, sir. I guess you could do either or in the head or at the end of the body. I believe.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay. I will follow what you want. Just tell me. I'll be your typist today. Does anyone prefer or would like to join? I could also share the live already. Live share.
I would like
Copy.
to try.
Cool. All right, cool. Let me, where are you? Is it this? Yeah. I'll put you in the chat. Cool. Post that on chat. If you want to join, you can try to join. Yep. So I had our JavaScript reference. So what do we need to do? We need to specify, since we have it within our file, we need to specify a source, I believe. We need to have a source, then what else? Specify our source to be this. Are we good with this? Can proceed, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. So now back to our file. So what do we need to do if we um just to be sure that we're connected? Let me have like a console. Should have a console log somewhere? Console log. Let's say DOM activated or something. So do we see this in our console? Let's see. Unexpected. What's that? Come on. Still. Seeds. Bring. Yeah. So we can see that on the Y. Let me clear this again. Clear console. Yeah. Anyway, we see that our script is connected correctly, so which is a good one to start with. So we know where, if in case we have an issue, we can easily understand where the problem may be. So the next thing we'll do, I think we'll just want to query. You can try some of the method, but before we can do that, we need to specify maybe some IDs in the HTML part. So we can do, for example, Jane. Jane, we could add an ID to the H2. Let's call it student ID hash student. Same profile or student name. Yeah, we could do the same for the text itself. Let's add another one. But I think we should do like a class for this one so we can try the other methods. So we try a class, then it should be, sorry, do we need the hash here? I don't think so. Yeah. So we've specified this to so this will be this will be about maybe the about text. So we could go back to our script now. Let's try to manipulate this. We can use const the name. We're trying to get the name element, which is this one here. The name element. Name element is our remember we mentioned the hierarchy. Before we can do this, we need the document itself, then dot document or query. We could do the query selector. The first one we have is a where is you? Where are you? Yeah, student name, which is an ID. So we could do this. The hash, we usually reference ID using the hash prefix. So if we do this and let's try the second one before we log it in the console. The about element or the about element can be document query, then we can do, I think we had other methods, a query, let me see from the doc again. We added some other one, query class, yeah.
Yes, I think it was a class name.
Yeah, class name, exactly.
About.
Is it? Yeah? One second, let me see what happened with this one. So we could, what's the class name? So this is about text. So what happened with this? So we do a console log, and console log boot console log. So we can log, what do we want to log there? We want to log the name. I just put a prefix there. Name element. And say our name element is plus this. Then do, and our about element is about element. So what happened with this? Where's my browser? Let me see if this spreads console. Yeah. So we can see that it's actually logged this as what? As an object, like we said. Every hierarchy is seen as an object. So this is an object. The whole name here, which is just a string to us, but JavaScript sees it as what? As an object, which is very important. So so this log, the paragraph, you see, this is the header, this is the HTML paragraph element, which is also fine with this. If you want to get, we could also try all the method get by class name. I think you just need to specify the class. See, so there's an HTML collection, there's a class name. So we can try the other stuff as well. So the query selector can either take an ID, a class, that's dot class, or it can also take the tag. Imagine we have, sorry, let me roll back this one. Just want to specify the tag. Are they going to work? Yeah, it also work with the tag. So we can actually specify the ID, the tag, or the class name. So those are the three things it can actually take in. Do once again. Do you have no one joined yet? Okay. All right, so I will just proceed. So we could try to get like let's try, for example, we could try let's just do console log. Well, try to like the question you had. This is a query all query selector. Wait, no, sorry, I'm missing something. Document dot query selector all. Then we specify we want to get all the headers within our document here. Let's say all the H3. I call it H3. So what do we get in log? How many H3 we get? We had, if you look at our, come on, 1 second. Yeah, so that it's actually returned 4 lists. Let's confirm how many H3 do we have in the file here. So we have 8 an element anyway. So that means 4 for each one. So that seems to be correct. So we have, if you look into it, this is the first one. The first one is an about me. So if you look at it, see that it's referenced and so many things, and the inner HTML itself is what about me. Yeah, someone raised his hand. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yes, what is the difference from a tag to an ID? Well, I know what an ID in class is, but what's the tag? What is that?
Okay, the tag is like, this is the HTML tag. The paragraph is a tag. H3 is a tag. Session is a tag. A div is a tag. So these are HTML tags. All they are all called tags.
Okay,
so
I got it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And this is a class, and this is an ID that we define. Where do we define an ID now? Yeah, up somewhere.
Hassan, quick question.
Yeah, ID.
So is it tag and the selector? I think I would like some recap on that. So when we say selector and tag, are they interchangeable or that's?
Yeah, I think for selector, they are mostly used in terms of the styling itself. They are called selectors there. You can see, look at what this.
Oh.
This is you can see what happened on this. This is selector. For
Got it.
CSS, it's called selector. While in terms of HTML, these are all called tags here. So this is a selector also. The class is a selector, and this is a tag. CSS selector. Yeah, hope that's clear.
So selector applies only for what is defined in the CSS, right?
Exactly.
Got it. Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, class selectors. Yeah, they're all selectors. Yeah, so like I was saying, this will return the list of a node list basically, and it returns all the H3 within the document itself. Yeah, so what else do we want to try? There are so many things to try. I think because no one joined, I'll just crack on. So one thing we want to try also is how do we modify? Imagine we want to change. Does anyone know already? How do we modify this? For example, I want to change the name of gender. I don't want to do it from the HTML side. I just want to do it from here. Does anyone know? How can I do that? If someone joined, I'll just ask the person try it out. But you can explain to me, then I'll tell me how to do it. I'll help you type it. Yeah. Anyone?
I can try.
All right. Shall we?
So I'm thinking we can get the element,
Oh,
just like you got the name element object,
okay.
we can
Already.
get,
Yeah.
and then since it's an object,
Yeah.
we can some update the value
Okay.
or
How do we do that?
is that how do
Should
we
I
do
just?
that?
Yeah. 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 I know
Oh, okay.
uh, tell me.
So
I
we
will
get
type
the
it. Yeah.
document dot uh
Document dot.
uh document dot get by ID, or we can get by tag name or by element by
ID.
ID. Okay.
Okay.
And so we can is that name
Specify
or
the ID because it's ID. You have
uh
to specify the ID. Yeah.
I
What's the
see.
ID? Student name.
So, student name. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And
So
yeah.
what would it do?
Uh okay, so now we go into name element dot
Mm-hmm.
what do we have? So we have
Remember, we already got it anyway, but it's fine. It's fine to repeat with another one. It's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Good.
so is it okay, hmm,
You want me to go
is
through the list? Maybe something up?
Inner
Nothing.
inner
Email.
text or inner HTML.
oh yeah. Oh,
To put text exactly.
Email.
Inner
inner HTML.
Oh,
HTML
inner
or
inner HTML. Okay.
uh-huh,
Then
equal
mm-hmm,
the text.
the text. Okay. What do you want me to change it to?
uh Anything that
Uh,
uh
Okay. Anything.
whatever, yeah.
okay.
All right.
Uh,
Did it do that?
no. Oh,
So
Wait,
uh,
wait.
like HTML.
okay.
Oh.
So anyone else want to help out?
If you remove the symbol and the get element by ID,
This one? This one? The
you can
symbol? Yeah.
remove, yeah,
Okay. Nothing happened to you?
nothing.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for trying. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so I think we already have access to the name here, so I will not do this again. We remove this. So what we can do is usually set the text, I think it's text content. The text content, that's what we need to change. So the text content to be, see, I've never done anything. It's empty and the name just disappeared. So you can say gendo, maybe dom updated. So you can see that this is how we can update or manipulate or change the text within the JavaScript. So once you have access to it's actually going to work same with get by ID, get element by ID, then what you need is text content itself. So you can use that to manipulate the value of the text or whatever. Yes, so does anyone want to try? I know inner HTML should also work, but remember that, let me see, this is and 1 second, this, I'm trying to see, hello, yeah, this is an H2, this is, so what, can we try to also update, since we have a class, for example, how do we update the value for this one? Maybe you just want to add want to bold, let's say you want to bold this part of the hello, they want to bold all of this. Let's say you just want to bold this. My name is Jindo. Just have it in bold. So what do we need to do?
Oh, I don't remember exactly, but I think you could do something like the body, dot body dot style, almost like the CSS. You're adding the
Okay.
CSS to the JavaScript. So body dot style, and then
No, I don't want to go too far. So let me give you an hint from the HTML side. We can use a strong, for example. A strong, yeah. So just add the bold, at least just make it a bit bold. See, yeah, if you look at what I'm typing there, that's what we need to do. But now we need to do it from the JavaScript side, not from the HTML. So I will revert this. So how do we do that?
So we can do query selector and then the class name, right? For
Yeah,
the
so already we have, let me take away. Already we have, remember we had, when I
yeah.
was explaining it, I had to
Mhm.
revert it to that one. So what was the class name again? About text, okay.
About text, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we have our about element. So what happened to that? How do we do that? Sorry, I'm going too fast here.
And then so about element dot um so we need to get the tag. No, we need to get the attribute or something like somehow we need to get the background color or some, right? And set that, right? So what is that attribute node, or it is
Do you say you want to set the background color for this one?
no, I mean, okay, what did we say?
This?
We want to make it bold, right?
Yeah,
Is
yeah, yeah.
okay. So if we want to make it bold, um, we need to make the text content strong, right? Or bold. Hmm.
We
So
can
maybe
just,
I'm
yeah,
I'm
okay, yeah.
sorry. I'm just trying to help out. I think I can't, like I said, I can't remember exactly, but I think it's the document dot body dot style, because you're doing the CSS,
Maybe,
like changing from the JavaScript. So
okay, document.body, the style, the,
uh, and and then is it oh geez, trying to remember, for strong you can.
so maybe we need to include the tag HTML, right? So maybe we can use append child or append to include the tag.
append. Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. Because remember, an append work, we append a
Mm-hmm.
child, it's going to like happen. It depends on what you want to append anyway. But let me just demonstrate what I want to do.
Right.
I think this is where inner we can also try inner HTML. Let's see what this will do. Using inner HTML, we want to be able to define, like we could just override, maybe let's pick this and override the, let's say is equal to this, sorry, in quote. Then we could have this is what we need to do. Let's see if this works. Strong.
Okay.
Just don't overthink it. It look like we are thinking too far away. Yeah, so we can do it in different way anyway. But so this is it. This is what is it updated now? Oh, sorry, this be a closing tag. Yeah, yeah. This is exactly one of them. You don't need to overthink it. If you overthink it, maybe you're thinking about something very advanced or very complex to achieve the same solution. Yeah, this is just what I actually needed to do. Yeah. So what else can we? Can no one joined? I would have loved that someone try something else for me. But it's fine that it's making it more interactive, which I like anyway. Yeah. So the next thing I would like to talk about is like let's try to where's the one next one we can touch here? Where's our image? Okay, I think we have image. So we have an image and we don't have like an alt. Do you know what an alt means here? If you had an alt here, we can specify the alternate in case this image does not show up. What should show up? Let's say a placeholder or something. So this image, if this image does not show up, I will try to make it an invalid image. So what do you see? This is a placeholder. So an alt is like specifying a name in case you have a bad image. This is a bad image. It will tell, okay, this is a profile picture. Let's call it profile image. Yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah. Yes, this is a profile image. So now I wouldn't want to do this from here. As usual, we are treating JavaScript. We want to see how far we are able to get our end state with JavaScript. So I will take out this and revert this. Yeah, we're back to normal. So how do we do this in JavaScript? So let's come back to script again. So how do we do this with JavaScript?
First, we need to create a variable.
So what the first thing we need to do? Does about HTML look okay to be able to manipulate it? How do we want to manipulate it? In case, okay, anyway, we only have one image, so it's still fine if you want to access, select it by the tag image. But the first thing I will always do is to add maybe an ID to it, just to be sure we are accessing the right resource or the right object. So I've had an ID. So let's call an ID. Let's call it profile image. So this is our ID, which is fine. So what do we need yet to have access to this ID here? What do we need to do? Just can come off mute and talk here. Let's make it more interactive here.
Yeah, just like how you did on the top, you created a variable, so const.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. That makes sense. Yeah. So const image, let's call it image or image element. Yeah. Then we can do
document.query selector.
Yeah, cool. Query selector. Then we can get the
ID.
Profile image. Profile image. Yeah, this looks okay.
And I'm sorry, I think on the HTML you forgot the L on profile by accident.
Oh yeah, it's fine. So it's fine. This is part of the bug we introduced to our systems. See, imagine I put it in the wrong place again. Yeah. So this is the profile image. Of course, if it doesn't work, then I need to figure out why it does not work. Why it did not work. Yes. So thank you for pointing me to that. So one other thing, the next thing will be now. Remember, the goal is to add what do we call this in what do we call this in HTML? This and this one. These ones, what are they called?
Attributes.
Yeah, correct. That's right. So what do we need to do then? So what do we need to do to add a new attribute?
Is it enter HTML?
So what I think we just need to, you're already close. You just need to set an attribute.
Yeah.
Just set an attribute. You're very close here. Just set an attribute. So we call the attribute. What do we want to call the attribute? We call the attribute alt, which is what we need, and we can set the value. So what do we want to do? let's call it, like I said, profile. Profile. Come on, I don't know how to type. Profile picture. Yeah, let's make profile picture. So we didn't see it because her image is still a good one. So I'll try to make this image a bad one. So where is the image again? Let's remove this. Yeah. See that seems to work correctly here. So we have profile picture. I'll take off this one. Yeah. We have profile picture. So I'll roll back this chain. So we are back to where we were before, which actually makes sense. So if you want to manipulate or add more attribute, you can always, I think you can also set or remove attribute. Think so if you want to remove attribute and all. So in case, just to make the image a bad one, for example, can we have remove this? I think it's saucer. Yeah, let's see what happened with this one. Yeah, can you see that? Once you remove the source in our DOM, this source is no more in our DOM. We try to inspect it. Where are you? Inspect elements. Come on, let me take out this one. So if you look at, this is the image. There's no more source there because we've removed it magically from the JavaScript side. I hope that's clear. So we don't need to remove it. I'll just take it or comment this out so that our image is back. Yeah, so that makes sense. So so what else can we touch about? I know we are running out of time. So one more thing is let me see. 1 second. Let's look at our HTML. If you want to, let me see this link and I think it's this one. We had a blank. Who can remember what this blank is supposed to do at underscore blank? What is it supposed to do for us?
I
So we're
think
just
that
kind of,
I think
yeah,
it opens up another tab. Is that correct?
yeah, that's
Okay,
right. Thank you for helping me. Yeah,
no problem.
yeah. So trying to see what else we can manipulate within the. I actually wanted someone to try it, but I will just be the typist and someone can try. So what I want to do is how do we get this? How do we get access to this one? Does anyone know? So the tag, how do we access that?
But that, well, I don't know. Could you either use query selector or get element by tag name?
Yeah, let's try it. Of course, we're trying. So let's try again. First, anchor, maybe a blank. Let's just call it a blank. Don't mind the name. Element. So we want to do document. Sorry, document there. Query selector. So what are we specifying there?
Is it target?
I get
Or
no.
a class name. Class
Let,
name or
let's try it. It's worth trying if one. I'm just a typist. I'm just typing for you. Does it? Do you want to confirm if that's right? Should you want me to log that? Can show you what the value is in the log and see. Close these. Console log. So why do you say that? That is null. It means it's not valid one, right?
yes.
So what else? I think we are kind of close, but let's see. Anyone else want to try?
We need the class name, right, for this, or
Do we without specifying the class name, we just want to access it.
without
There are different ways. We don't want to use the tag now, kind of to get it. We've tried with class, we've tried with ID, which is kind of easy for us to you don't need to make things difficult for you, of course. You just need to specify the ID and have access to it. Yeah, but we want to try it in different way just to see that we can access it through using its ID, using the class, using the tags as well. Yeah. So just because your time is running out, I will just do. The first thing we need to do is where is it? This one. Let's see. Yeah, we need to access this one. Yeah, we need the anchor, anchor tag. Then maybe I think we can use bracket. Can I get the attribute? We need this attribute tag target. Then where the target is I think can use underscore blank. There are different ways to do this. So you can see that it returns this, right? This is exactly what we want to have access to. So we can also kind of update a blank, also update the text content. So let's say the content is visit. What do we have before now? Let me be sure. I'm join. Okay, let's say visit. Let's see. Visit. MD, the documentation. Yeah, you can see that the way we type it changed the value already. Maybe official documentation for more details. Yeah, just something like that. That's how to. So we've finally demonstrated how to access things using the ID, using the class, using the tag itself. So we can, based on that, we can manipulate and all. So I think I would have loved us to do one more last thing before. Okay, someone try it on, Michael.
Okay, so I just wanted to verify. So the query selector, you selected the A as a tag, and then
Yeah.
for the attribute, you have to put what are those brackets for
Yeah.
the attribute? Okay.
Yeah, remember do we have other, how many A anchor tag do we have there? Do we have one or two? Can't remember. I think it's just one. Yeah. Yeah, I think we have two. Yeah, just to differentiate between this one. Imagine let's try something. Let's take away this whole one. So what do we see? It updated this one, which is not the one we want to target. So we need to specify like an attribute which is kind of unique. So this one, or this is what we want to update. And this guy has a target attribute that we can use to differentiate between this anchor tag and this one here. Yeah. So basically that's why we had to specify the target has like underscore blank. Yes, so I will have loved for us to also do some manipulation around CSL, updating the CSLs, like the style. Let's see if we can do something quickly. Let's see. I'll try to let's add in a new style. Let's call it something like we want to highlight, and the about, want to highlight it kind of, let's call it highlight. I hope I got that right. Yeah, so maybe just have a border, 2 pixel solid, and a dark blue, for example. Then the background color of I don't know, you can give any color. I think this one should be, I don't know. We figure out. Okay, that's like a. Let me see, what color is this? EF0, EF. Oh, almost the same one. Yeah, so we're also going to have a padding. can have a padding of 10 pixel. Also, we can have a border around it, the border radius, just the core edge, the edge of which is 6 pixel of border. So now this does, sorry, what we are trying to do is to get the about session. Let me see, just to demonstrate that directly first. Get the about session and get the list of classes. Then we can append our new class. Basically, this is a class .highlight. So how do we do that? The time is running out, so let's try it out with JavaScript quickly. So with JavaScript, we could do something like, let's try on the variable const about the above session. Then we could do something like document dot query selector. I think query selector will do most of the job if you want. So so you can specify the, let me see, the dot about, which one has it about there? Yeah, this is what we want to get, the select section. So we could do dot about. Remember, we can also have semicolon at the end of this one's anyway. So JavaScript is just like, it won't throw any error for you anyway, it's fine. And so about what else? Then we got in the above. So what we want to do is to add this new style. So we need to get the class list, then add the class list. We can add, let me close this one so we can see. We need to add the new class, the new CSS style we added, which is highlight. What will it that do? Highlight. Did I get that right? Yeah. Highlight. Let me see. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
Let's see. Just to be sure. Oh, do I need to specify the dot there? I think that's important. Because it's a class. Yeah. So we don't need a dot. So it's basically just highlight the whole session for us. And yeah, I think that's just what we can tweak these to whatever color we want to know. So if you want green color, I see that the border has a green color and the edge is called radius. Border radius 6. If you want to increase it to 16, see how big that will be. So it's very clear that there's a border radius there. Yeah, I think that will be it for today's session actually, because we are just at the end of it. If you have questions, please do ask before we wrap up. Would have loved to touch a bit on the event interaction as well, like when we're able to query, like having a callback, but because time is running out, I might not be able to demonstrate that here. So hopefully, maybe before in our next session, before we start the new lesson, we can quickly touch about that. Or if you have if you want me to quickly show you, then maybe it's fine also. No worries. We can just wrap it up here, then we can meet again next week. Because Grace. Or any question before we close it?
No, thank you so much, Hassan. So to me, it's really flexible to use query selector.
Yeah.
With explication, no, my God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, more, yeah. It's going to be more useful.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. All right, cheers, everyone. Hope to see you in the next session.
Thanks, Zan. Great session as always.
Thank you.
Everybody.